your career, in your life, you're constantly learning. So you need to always be expanding as a person so you can provide more value to whoever it is that you're supposed to provide value to.
And something you've always said to me, and especially in recent times, is execution. It's a massive thing.
Too many people procrastinate. Right? I used to do it. I used to sit back and go, oh, I might not invest in this property because, I'm going to wait for the market, or, I try and condition myself to know or to think that I know all the answers. So you make excuses for yourself, right? What I've learnt to do is execute and then deal with it afterwards. Deal with the consequences afterwards. Like my dad used to have this saying, right? He used to say, if anyone gives you shit at school, you just hit them first and then you talk about it later. Right? That was his saying. Hit first, talk later. Yeah. And, that got me in a bit of trouble when I was younger. But, in business, that's what you should do.
100%.
Hit first, and then, whether it's good or bad, deal with it afterwards. And then learn from the experience.
And through your experiences, you do make a lot more calculated decisions now, and basically all of them seem to
because I hit first so many times, and I've made mistakes, and I've learned from them.
Yep.
Right. But what personal development does for you is that it preps you for those mistakes, so that when you do make those mistakes, you kind of you're providing like a cushion, so that I've made a failure, but you know what? It's not so bad because I was prepped for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And what I want to touch on as well on personal development. Jade could probably answer this question better than both of us. In the corporate sector, is personal development massive, or is it something that's sometimes overlooked? I mean, because of ZAR, you're in it every day, which is awesome. So you guys bounce off each other, so it comes naturally to you. But I feel as though in the corporate sector, I think they get too
complacent.
And they're getting drilled at work every day and whatnot, so they kind of forget about themselves and continue, busting ass for this massive leader. Essentially, it's not even really a leader; it's just a boss pointing down at you. But is it something that's overlooked in the industry?
100%. In the corporate world, it absolutely is, and I talk about this a lot when when I'm writing and when I'm in front of people every single day. Often, the emphasis is put on, how can you better yourself in a specific field: sales, marketing, IT, courses, further education in those specific areas. So subject matter experience, subject matter experts, developing and building them all the time. But we're overlooking some real basic foundations that get us up out of bed and get us to work every day and keep us motivated and keep us in that job. And these are the real fundamental problems in corporate today.
They get too comfortable.
Yeah.
See, I find as an entrepreneur, right? Sometimes back in the day, I didn't know where my next meal was going to come from. So for me, if I didn't work or work on myself or invest in myself, how was I going to improve and make more money?
Yep.
Right? Because my pay packet is different every single day. I don't have the benefit of being able to just lean on a boss if I make a mistake or anything like that. If I make a mistake, it falls on me.
That's right.
So I can't afford to keep making mistakes. I got to win. It's not all about, we talk about adversities all the time and how we learn from them, but if we keep making losses but we're not learning from them, then we're not really improving, you know what I mean? I got to win.
And if you lose this, in this day and age right now with the group underneath you, everyone else
I've got mouths to feed, right? I've got responsibilities.
You have to wake up every day to try and put yourself out of business. There is no doubt about it. It doesn't matter what industry you're in, what profession you're in, you have to wake up every day with that mindset. Otherwise, what are you doing it for?
Yeah.
You're not in the long game. You're in the short game.
I think what's the problem is in the corporate world is that people aren't hungry enough, because at the end of the day or the month or the week or whatever it is, they're getting that, they're eating, right? There have been times where there's been years where I haven't eaten, so I've been hungry. So because there's been years I haven't eaten and I was that hungry, look at me now, right? Because I was so hungry that I went to hunt, and then now look at me.
That's right.
Right,
yeah.
and I carry that same hunger throughout all of my businesses, and I try and get all of my staff to think like that as well. Because when you get comfortable, that's when you start to plateau in terms of your results. You know what I mean? And that's why I always put people in positions of discomfort in terms of the people around me, because that pushes them to be better. right?
Yeah.
Like I know, for a fact that I've pushed Jade and I've pushed you, Mark.
Definitely.
Where we've had to get out of our comfort zone. But you know what? Look at where it's led us. Look at us. We're making a podcast. Everybody wants to listen to us. We're bringing value to people now. You know what I mean?
That's something that's massive in this. I've noticed, especially it must be in the last 18 months I've really noticed it, and definitely since being here at Luxland, is the hunger from the people that are consumers over social media, let's call it, for value. Everyone wants value now because, for example, the property market. Let's use the property market as an example. It's too expensive for some people. They can't move. They can't do anything unless they research elsewhere. But again, doing that type of stuff takes time, and a lot of people here in Sydney, for example, are time poor. And completely lost my train of thought there. I'm really sorry.
Offering value.
Offering value, yes.
Well, the people need it. People want it, and there's not enough people giving it, right? There's a lot of consumers out there who just, they go on the internet and they browse through stuff, and they're feeding their minds with just absolute shit, right? And what happens is that information is so accessible right now. It's everywhere. Information is everywhere. But the thing is, people they're taking it for granted. People aren't actually going, okay, what information do I need to become successful, right? Do I listen to Luxland, or do I watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Which one is it, right? But the easy thing to do is go to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles because it's instant gratification. See, if you listen to us, you still got to do the work. You listen to us, you absorb it, but at the same time, you got to go and do the work, right? So a lot of people won't want to listen to this podcast because you know what? They're not cut out for it. And those people are weak, and we don't want those people to listen to it anyway. Go back to watching your cartoons. What we want, the market we're looking for, are people who want to improve themselves, who want to find the passion for their craft, and we want them to be obsessed with improving upon that craft, right? And it just, a lot of people think, oh, you've just got to be talented to do something, right? To do something well. No. But, they always say hard work trumps talent any day of the week. And you know what hard work is? It's years and years and years of dedication to your craft.
Doubling down.
Yeah, doubling down on your expertise, right? And then people will come to you as the thought leader. Yeah. They will listen to you, right? Just like people listen to me for property. Like I'm young. Think about me when I'm, say, 50 years old and I'm still playing in property. How much more of an expert I'm going to be. Right, yeah. With this mindset of keeping, being a forever student.
And providing value as well. Because I feel as though providing value also teaches you, keeps you a forever student. Because you may offer some form of value to someone and they may throw a question back at it to say, oh, how does that work? And why does that work? And that sometimes challenges you to go, yeah, you know what, I'll get back to you. I'll find out how that does work. You've done that with me when I throw questions your way about certain things, only because of curiosity, not because
I don't know everything, that's right? But it forces me to learn. And, we all want to give the right answer, don't we? You know what I mean? And I think, Jade does it very well. She always challenges me. And that's another thing, is like challenging each other is such a big thing in self-development. Like, by challenging each other means that you're comfortable and you're self-aware that you're doing it, but you're constantly looking for information. So if two parties don't have that answer, then let's go find the solution together. Yeah. Let's be passionate about finding that solution.
There's always a solution. And I think that's what people overlook so much, that there's no solution to this. I'm just going to go back to the easy road and that's it.
Too many people take the easy road. Yeah. Right? Too many people want that instant gratification and they don't want to put in the hard work and delay that gratification. We all know if you're patient and you put in the hard work, that eventually you will get that result. But too many people now, because it's so easy to access information, they're just looking for that instant gratification, that instant hit. It's almost like a drug.
We've never lived in a better time than right now, honestly. We've got everything at our fingertips. It's easier than ever, yet harder than ever for most people.
Of course, yeah.
But it's also easier than ever to become distracted. We have so many distractions now, right? We've got these iPhones, we've got these iPads. Like, think about it. When kids, when little kids are crying like babies, they're getting iPads chucked in front of them. What are the parents putting in front of them? Are they putting, like like we said before, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or they put in something that's educational, that's going to help them grow.
Go out. When was the last time you went out for dinner? And had a look around the restaurant at couples, 2 people having dinner together.
Yeah.
Or a group of people, a family, a group of friends.
Everyone's on their phones.
Just have a look, just next time, and come back to me and tell me what.
But what are they feeding themselves
That's
on the
right.
phones? Right? They might be, reading a book summary to help improve themselves. They might be studying. They might be checking their emails, or they might be scrolling through Instagram, looking at useless shit that's not doing anything
and
for
something
them to grow.
we've spoken about here a lot is obviously with Luxland we try to really do push a media approach with our content, and you can't be sucked in this day and age now by being a consumer. You need to be, even if you're not a producer, you're not putting it out there, but at least
Consume the right stuff.
Exactly.
Podcasts are great, right? Because we can do so many things while we're listening to podcasts. We can go to the gym, we can go for a run, we can listen to it in the car. Where with the video, you need your undivided attention on it. So not like for me, for example, I don't have time to watch TV. Yeah. So to watch a video is very, very difficult. But I'm in the car, I'm traveling, I'm running, I'm working out, then podcasts are great. So no one should ever be listening to anything else but a podcast if they've got headphones in their ears. Because why would you waste your time listening to anything else?
And now as well, again, going back to the whole this day and age, like Jade said, it's easier than ever to get access to the best, most vital information ever. Like you can literally, you don't even need to reinvent the wheels, what we always say in here. We can follow someone's successes and just
model it.
Just
model
it's
it.
that easy.
And the best podcast to listen to would be Luxland.
Totally.
Definitely, guys. I want to. We're gonna wrap it up shortly because we're gonna keep these shorter and sharper than what we have done before, but they're going to be impactful. And what I want to kind of touch up on now, and we'll start with Jade, is basically some words for our listeners. Whether that be they're in an entrepreneurial background or a corporate background, doesn't matter. But what are your key, I guess, points or words, as we just said, for our listeners taking away from this podcast? What should they do next? They're going to listen to this. Should they apply anything? Should they all of a sudden stop this podcast and look for another 20 podcasts? Or what should they do?
I think immediately after this podcast, they should go and have a good think about what they want to really want to achieve in life. Something that's fresh in my mind that I'd love to share with our listeners today is the growth. Think about the growth mindset and what the growth mindset means to you. I've been talking about the growth mindset a lot lately versus a fixed mindset, and a fixed mindset where it can negatively impact all aspects of our life, where we don't change because we believe in one thing, and that's the right way forward. Having a growth mindset is having the understanding and the mental ability to learn from challenges or adverse circumstances that we put ourselves in. So we're constantly improving. So, backing yourself and taking calculated risks. It's okay to take risks. It's okay to make a mistake. I was always taught from a young age, and certainly through the early stages of my career, that don't make any mistake. You'll be okay if you don't make a mistake.
It's very old school.
But what's a mistake? What does that mean? It's, to me, a mistake is not learning from an error that you've made. It can't be failure. So have that in the back of your mind, and just go for it. Where you're also young. You can make decisions and you can make changes in your life. You can cultivate a growth mindset tomorrow if you really put your mind to it.
Wise words from the Queen.
Yes, I agree. No, that is awesome. That is awesome, and it's good to hear that. And Zah, your final words for the listeners.
My final words would be: look, for people who are listening to this, their first step would be to tell their friends about us, because we want we want as many people listening to this podcast as possible.
We want to keep going.
Yeah, like we're not selling anything.
No.
We're not asking you to buy anything. Our fee, in a way, is you telling your friends about us.
Yeah.
So, for those of you listening out there, please spread the word about us. My final words would be on personal development is that just do the work. there are so many different ways where people think, oh, okay, I'll go to this seminar